Hello, boys and girls. Here is the story we read today in our live lesson. It's entitled Robots at Work. And our learning target was to retell the key details, the really important details about robots and their jobs. So let's listen to the very first two pages and pick out the key details of these two pages.
Robots at work.
Robots are amazing machines. Small computers inside them control what they do. Many robots can move around on wheels or legs. Some have hands so they can hold things. When they stop, they just get recharged. No wonder robots can be such a big help to people at work.
This robot greets visitors by talking and shaking hands.
Some robots work in hospitals. One robot can lift patients in and out of bed. Another can roll in and out of elevators. It delivers food and medicine to the correct floor. It's programmed to say to nurses, "Your deliveries are here." These robots allow nurses to spend more time taking care of patients.
This robot has a friendly face that people like.
Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at these two pages again, kind of like what we did in our live lesson. And we notice on the very first page right here that robots are very helpful to people. They have to be recharged and they work in different places. This robot on page 40 is greeting people. So if we go to page 41, this talked about hospitals and how robots are helpful in hospitals. One of the key details that it talks about is lifting. It lifts patients in and out of bed in a hospital. There we go. It also delivers, and delivers is a verb. Lift was a verb too. It delivers food and medicine to the correct floor or people. It helps nurses lift patients and deliver food. So that's how the robots help in hospitals and help nurses. Down here on the caption, it says that the robot has a friendly face that people like, and that is in the hospital setting. Okay, let's turn to the next page and listen for the key details in the setting where the robot works.
Robots even help farmers. Some robots can trim the wool from sheep. Others can pick crops. Robots can even milk cows. Cows walk into the robot milker whenever they want to be milked. The machine does all the work. Robot milkers give dairy farmers more time to do other jobs on the farm.
Cows are trained to go into this robot milking machine whenever they feel full of milk.
Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at page 42. And the setting of this story, the place that they're at, is on a farm. And instead of a hospital, they're at a farm helping farmers. What do they do on a farm? That is the key detail, is what they do. So I'm looking for a verb. Right here is trim the wool from sheep. That is one key detail that a robot does on a farm. But there is another verb that I see also. They also pick crops. So instead of the farmer having to go out and pick the crop, the robot does it. And here is another verb, milk. Milk can be a noun that you drink. And it can also be a verb because it is milking the cows. It's using pumps to take the milk from the cow and put into the machine. So our key details on this page are robots can trim the wool from sheep. They can milk cows, which gives the farmer more time. So, two key details on that page. All right, let's read page 43 and see where the setting is and find the key details.
Can you imagine having a robot serve you in a restaurant? A restaurant in China has the technology to use robots. A robot says, "Hello," to welcome diners. Other robots take the diner's orders and then serve the food. There's even a robot that sings as people eat.
This is a map of China. The robot server rolls along on a track from the tables to the kitchen and back.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to find the setting first, or where this robot works. And on this page, it's not a farm or a hospital, it is a restaurant. So that's important to answer the question, where is the robot? The next question we want to ask is, what is important on this page? What does a robot do? So when we're talking about what he does, we're looking for a verb. That will help us find the important key detail. So they're in a restaurant in China. China is kind of where they're at. That answers a question of where. The robot says hello. So we can say it welcomes greeters or diners, I mean. So it welcomes diners. That's one thing a robot does in a restaurant. Here's another verb, take. It takes orders. It says the diner's orders, but it takes orders. And it also can serve the food. Serve is a verb. So here are the key details on this page. Where are they? They're in a restaurant in China. And what do the robots do? They welcome diners in a restaurant, they take orders in a restaurant, and they serve food in a restaurant. So if we go back, boys and girls, and review all of our key details on these 4 pages, we know that robots are helpful to all kinds of people and in all kinds of settings. This page on the hospital page, it tells where they're helpful and what they do. So they lift patients. Here's lift, that's a verb. That's an important detail. Lift patients, and they deliver food. All right, next page. Whoop. This time they are at a farm, which is the setting. So setting is pretty important. They're at a farm and they trim the wool of sheep and they pick crops. And robots also milk cows. Those are the 3 important details, and they all start with a verb. The last page of how a robot helps is in a restaurant. They're at a restaurant in China. So it can welcome visitors. Welcome is a verb. Can take orders. Take is a verb. And it can serve food to the visitors or the customers. Okay, boys and girls, I would like you to go to your seesaw assignment and answer the questions. Type in the answers to the key details of this story. Remember, your learning target was to find the key details in a story. Thank you.